Hi guys, and welcome in the next video. So if you think we're done with the FANUC, oh no, we didn't. We have still a lot of stuff to talk about. In FANUC, I just posted lately a little bit of KUKA videos and general robot programming ideas, so you also get that knowledge except for the FANUC. You asked for it, so I'm trying to make it for you as well. But today let's go back to FANUC. And let's talk about something that's very useful and you might not know of. So we're going to cover a step mode today and some hidden options that are actually not hidden that comes with it that you might not know about. Ready? Let's get started.
5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
Alright, so I wanted to make a small announcement. I decided to make a consultations because you guys are asking a lot of questions and sometimes I feel like there has to be an answer given that will take a little bit of more time than just replying to a post or replying to the emails that you send me. So I did make a calendar where you can book a consultation and talk with me 1v1 regarding any robot issues, or anything that you would like to know how to improve your skills or where to find the knowledge or whatever you want to ask. So if you want to do it, go for it. There's a calendar. You can schedule a consultation. We can talk over your issues and I can help you with improving your programming skills. All right, so let's get back to the topic. This step mode. So what about this step mode? I think all of you guys know that there is a step button and when you push it, the robot will go line by line executing the program. Well, the question is, does it really go line by line? So some of you might not know, but the step mode has quite a few options how it's executed. It can be executed in a statement, motion, routine, or TP or routine. So there are 4 ways of making a step option. Those are hidden under, not actually hidden, but those are accessible under menu, test cycle, and you can find it over there. So as you can see, under the step mode, you can choose an option how the step mode is going to behave. So it might help you with troubleshooting because sometimes you might want to execute the step mode in different ways. So let's start at the beginning. So when you take a look at this statement, that means the robot will go line by line through each program's sub-programs as well as kernel programs. Well, in the kernel programs, it doesn't actually go like exactly line by line. It might stop on a specific lines, but I'm not going to go very deep into that right now. But you can actually stop the program execution mid-program in a kernel program. So you can take a look at some information and get some idea what might be happening in a kernel routine if you do not have the access to the source code. So that might be very helpful for you guys if you have some kernel programs, you don't know what's going on inside. Well, try to execute it in steps, see what's going on with the robot or with the things that the program is changing, and maybe you'll be able to get some idea of what might be happening over there. All right. Then we have next option, which is motion. Now with the motion, it's pretty simple because what is going to happen, basically, the robot is going to execute each motion, but it won't stop on any logical command. So let's say if you have open close gripper, the robot will ignore it. Well, not ignore it, it will execute it, but it will not stop. It will simply go from one movement point to the second movement point. Inside the subroutine is the same, it will jump inside the subroutine and move straight into the motion. The next one is called the routine. So the routine works like kind of like a statement, but a little bit different, because when you're using the routine, you are going to step through your routine, your main program, line by line. You will not step through the kernel program, but you will step line by line with all of the subprograms, but inside the subprogram you will execute only motions, you will not stop on the logic. So you'll go line by line in your main routine. If there will be any subprogram, you will jump into it. If there will be a motion statement over there, it will move to that motion statement and then just continue. And the last one, which is TPN routine, is probably what you have selected by default in your robots, and that is executing everything step by step except for the color programs. So those are the ways how you can execute the step mode. And I think I can tell you a little bit more about it in the exercises. So let's get to the exercises. Alright guys, welcome to the exercises. So first of all, I wanted to show you where you can find the step mode options. Well, let's start with the thing where the step is. So you have the step button in here and the indication if the step is active in here. So as I turn it off, you can see that the step is turned off right now. After I turn the step on, then the step mode is active and you can see those arrows. Now, where do you set up your step mode function? So as I said in the introduction, you want to hit menu, you want to go to test cycle, you want to go to setup, and in here you have your step statement type. So as of right now, you have it set to statement, and as I said, there are quite a few options, so you can choose statement, motion, routine, TP, and motion. Well, let's start with the statement. So you would simply hit enter on the one that you like, and it will stay indicated here. So the statement, like I said, is going to execute every program line by line, including the curl programs. So I already prepared a program for us, so you don't need to wait for me to execute it. To create it. And I have a macro here, a regular program with just the logic, program with one motion and the logic, and two curl programs, so you can see everything. So as you can see, we have the program selected, we are aborted right now, line 0, and I'm going to execute it using the step mode in the statement step type. So let's go for it. So now as you can see, I go line by line. Every line that I go through, the robot will execute and pause right after it. That includes the motions, that includes the logic. That is going to include the subroutines. Everything that I'm going to go for, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. The robot will stop on each line. That means you can troubleshoot every program. That includes the curl programs. As you can see, take a look, the curl program will not open, but as you can see, you can see that the active program right now is the curl program. We're right now on line 45, we're paused. And as I continue, you can see that I'm changing the line number. That means I'm going through the curl program and executing the lines of code that are inside that curl program. And I'm not going to the next line until I don't fully execute the curl program. That's very important, guys, because it will not happen when we use the other types. So that was the statement. Now if we change it to the motion, which is the one that I sometimes use, the robot is just going to stop on the motions. It will not stop inside the macros where there is no motions, or programs that there is no motions. He will just execute them, but he will not stop. He will not go inside unless there is a motion inside. So let's see how that works. So as you can see, we jump to the first motion line. As we keep going, we're going to run through this continuously until we get to the next motion, and so on. And as you can see, I skipped all of the logic that was before. Let me go back. I skip all of these programs because there is no motion inside of them, but inside of this program we have a motion. That's why our step logic stopped on it. We didn't stop on the logic before. And as we continue, we stopped on the next one, and like this we get to the end of the program. So that's the motion step mode. Now as we go to the routine, we are going to execute everything step by step inside our main routine, which is going to be our program that's selected. We are not going to execute anything inside the subprograms, except if it's going to have a motion inside, like in here. And then we're going just to step straight to the motion and stop over there. And as we continue, we're going to jump back to our program, go step by step. Please note that we didn't go inside, well, we will go inside the color routines, but the color routines were not executed step by step, they were executed in a continuous motion. And we continue until the end of the program. So the routine is the one that's going to step through your main routine, but it will not step through subroutines. Unless there is a motion, then it will jump straight into the motion inside that subroutine. Okay, and the last one is going to be the TP and motion, and that's the most default one. That's probably the one that you have selected, and we're going to step through every line of the code inside your main program, inside your subprograms. We will just not step through the color programs. So as you can see, we keep going. We're executing every single line of code in every program. Just when we get to our color programs, we'll just simply jump through them and execute. Okay, and those are all of the types of the step statements that we can choose in the FANUC robots. Depending on what you need, guys, you can change it. If you just want to check your motions, you don't really care about the logic, you just want to step through the program to see how the robot moves, well, go ahead, choose the motion option. If you want to troubleshoot your color programs that you're not quite sure what's going on, well, go ahead with the statement. And by default, leave it at TP and motion, because probably that's the one that you always want to use, because you want to step through your main program as well as the subprograms. All right, that will be all from the exercises. Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Like always, don't forget to leave your comments down below. Give it a like. And like always, see you in the next video. Bye bye.